Hi there, it's Elizabeth Mack with the Tallahassee Democrat, and you're watching another edition of Limelight Live. Joining me this week is Michael Williams, band leader for the Mack. We're here at HiFi Jazz Cafe over across the street from FAMU campus. It's a nice, quaint little place. I'm actually let Mike tell you some more about it. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, the HiFi is where we're at every Friday night. The owner, Mr. Nicky Henderson, they bought the building and renovated it, and they turned it into a jazz club. It was his dream. He's a local kid from Tallahassee, moved to Washington, D.C. in, I guess, the 60s, and started a bunch of businesses there and came back home with his wife, and now we're here every Friday. It's home.
Okay. So then, if you don't know, it's jazz music, so tell me how you got into jazz.
Well, so I guess that's a great question. I'm pretty young, and so most people are surprised when I say I play jazz music. You know, they expect me to play something more contemporary, but I come from a family full of musicians, and so growing up, there was a high appreciation for Louis Armstrong and Miles Davis, some of the bigger names. And then as I got into band when I was in 6th grade, which was actually by accident, oddly enough, I really took to the trumpet very quickly. And that's when I found out about Wynton Marsalis and Roy Hargrove and other great jazz trumpeters. And there's just no other music to me that expresses the way America feels to me like jazz music does.
Okay, so you've been playing since the 6th grade?
Since the 6th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then what made you want to start a band of your own?
Well, I used to look at old record covers. I had a record player, right? Odd enough that I'm a young jazz musician, but I had a record player. And I used to look at the covers, and I would always see, you know, you see like these 20 people, but it say Duke Ellington on the cover, or, you know, Miles Davis on the cover. So I wanted my name to be, you know, the predominant name. I'm thinking I don't want to be one of the guys on the back of the cover. I want to be on the front of the LP.
Okay.
And so I guess it started in high school when the piano player who used to play with us, Alvin Giles, he's now in Orlando doing other stuff. We went to high school together.
Okay.
And we started a group together there and played events at, you know, different hotels and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then when I started law school, I took a year off. And
from playing?
Well, not from playing, but from playing in a lot of clubs and stuff like that. Focus on school. And then I met Nicky about most of the way through that year, I think February. And we sat down and talked for about an hour and a half and decided to crank it back up. So the Mack came back strong.
Okay.
We've been here for over a year now.
Okay. So then your band consists of, because I understand that with jazz, it could be 3 people to...
Right. To 3,000.
Yeah.
Right.
Whoever floats your boat, yeah.
Well, on Friday nights, it's usually 4 or 5 people, and occasionally 3. When it's 3, we go without drums, which we did last week, actually. It's a nice, serene kind of sound. The trumpet, piano, and bass. And when it's 4, it's trumpet, piano, bass, and drums. And then recently, we've had a lot of tenor saxophone with us. Ricardo Pascal has played with us, as well as Jasmine Gant, 2 tenor saxophone players who came in. And we also have a vocalist that comes in occasionally, Oliver Green, who plays in the same band with me that I tour with. And so he comes in sometimes. So it's, you know, that run at 5 to 6 at the biggest here. There's not space for 20 people here.
Yeah.
So we got to keep it kind of intimate.
Now, I've been here several times before. How would you describe, I guess, the venue?
Well, I always tell people it's a classic jazz club. And what I mean by that is it's like Smalls in New York. It's like a lot of clubs in pretty much every major city that are either in basements or small venues. It's very intimate, very small, but the acoustics are incredible. We got hard floors and hard ceilings. And it's a really intimate environment. You're right up under the music. And it feels a lot like, you know, the jazz clubs that a lot of our favorite recordings were recorded.
Okay. So I understand that you've also done some traveling.
Yes, quite a bit, I suppose.
Europe and all of that.
Yeah, I played in a band along with the vocalist I mentioned, Oliver Green, and we went to about 7 countries in Europe this past winter. We played Yoshi's out of San Francisco, which is a legendary jazz club. And we're actually going to play the Montreux Jazz Festival in July.
Cool.
So we're excited about that. It's fun. It's a nice balance from school, you know, to get
law school and jazz. That's interesting. That's a nice mix there. How did that come about?
Well, I took a philosophy class with my favorite professor at FAMU, Dr. Council, and after talking with her, she convinced me to give it a shot. And I did, and it's really similar. You know, it's really just a lot of theory and practice. I mean, in jazz, I take harmony and rhythm, and then I figure out ways to apply them to the music. And in law, you take the laws and statutes and the legal principles, and you figure out a way to apply them to the cases. But it's really the same skill set, I think.
Okay. So then you mentioned that you perform here every Friday night. From what's the time? How much does it cost?
Every Friday night from 10 to 1:30, 2 if we have a great crowd. And unless I'm out of town, a lot of times I have out of town engagements, but there's always a band here on Friday nights.
Okay.
And it's $10 for adults with a $10 minimum.
Okay.
For students, it's $7 with a $5 minimum. And it's always ladies' night on Fridays, which means ladies come in 2 for 10.
Oh,
yeah.
So you can bring your buddy and y'all can just put the cost
Yes,
for $5.
ladies, come in pairs.
Sounds
and
like
that
a
should
nice
get the guys
girls' night
out
out.
too, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, in Tallahassee, Tallahassee, where the ladies are, the guys will be.
Right.
That's what we've learned. Well, thank you. And then, as always, I'm going to bring you some events going on throughout the week. You know, I suggest that you at least come out and check out some nice jazz on Friday. But starting off on Wednesday, there is the 2011 Celebrity Comic Challenge. Actually, yours truly will be there. Me and none of my funniness, because I have no sense of humor at all. But it will be at the 5th Avenue Tap Room from 6:30 to 9:30. It's a fundraiser for the Challenger Learning Center. There will be other comics as Jeff Kottkamp, Alan Hanstein, Bill Proctor, Pam Butler, Todd Sperry, Vince Long, Scott Maddox, Ann Howard, Tim Meenan. If I've left off anyone, I'm sorry. It's just the list was kind of long, and you know who you are if I've forgotten. I don't think I have, though, but just in case. Also on Wednesday is the Gentlemen Band. No, I said that wrong. The Two Men Gentlemen Band and Shotgun Party at the End Room at 9 p.m. They always have nice stuff going on. It's supposed to be like an acoustic swing pop. I think it's a nice, interesting mix for music.
Nice spot.
On Thursday, it's the Tallahassee Craft Beer Tasting. Now I'm going to tell you where it's at. No judgment, okay? It's at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits on Appalachia Parkway, but they're offering a chance to sample 60+ craft beers from around the world. I feel like it's only $10. I mean, come on. Anywhere else, it'd be like $30, $50.
Sounds like my kind of party.
It's no judgment, but I feel like it's worthwhile. It's from 6 to 8 on a Thursday. I mean, hey, why not, right? I feel like it sounds great to me. And the Be Great benefit dinner and auction at the Golden Eagle Country Club, hosted by the Twin Oaks Juvenile Development and the Boys and Girls Club of Tallulahrosa. That is something going on. It's a benefit, obviously, and I think we should support our youth. It's $30 for individuals, $50 for couples, and remember, it is going for a good cause, so come out and support that. And on Friday, I was doing a little research, and there's a documentary showing. It's called Orgasm Inc. It does sound a lot like it's like the title, but it pretty much is about the pharmaceutical industry and how that relates to women. So I guess you can kind of put two together on that. I'm not going to give you any more details, but it sounds like it's really interesting. I want to go check it out. You can check it out on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at All Saints Cinema. The price is like $7 for non-members, $5 for members. It's, you know, it's something nice to do, and it seems like it'll be interesting and educational. So, and on Saturday, the 10th annual Tri-State Avian Society Exotic Bird Fair will be at the North Florida Fairgrounds from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. if you're bird lovers, which, I don't know, I think birds are kind of interesting. I was told they're like children. They never grow up. They're always going to be who they're going to be, and that's just active and chirpy. Unless you get parrots, so they're going to pick up whatever you're going to say. So
I shouldn't get a parrot.
I don't think I should get a parrot either. I feel like my parrot would be so bad. And something else I thought was really interesting, Rock the Diamond, which is a rock ballet presented by World Ballet Inc. Live music will be by Common Zenzi. I believe I said that right. If I haven't, I apologize. And the FAMU Strikers, but I feel like rock and ballet, classical and modern mixed together, it just seems like a really awesome mix. It will be at Ruby Diamond on FUC campus starting at 8 p.m. And then Sunday is the last thing I swear. Jazz for Justice and the Afterglow Party. It will be at Chez Pierre. It is a fundraiser for the legal services of North Florida, but it seems like a really good time. I'm a sucker for jazz, so I'll definitely be there. I hope to see you all there too.
Gets me every time.
Yeah, and that starts at 4. It goes till 7. The Afterglow is a little after party. It will be at the Midtown Filling Station. That starts at 7 p.m. and it goes till 10. So I hope to see you out at these events. They sound like they're going to be great. And that's all I have for you this week. Thanks for joining me. This has been Limelight Live. Thanks. Bye.